Assalamu alaikum. We'll continue our online sessions with Chapter 1, Carbohydrate. At the end of this video, you will be able to define food and nutrients, list the nutritional requirements of a human body, define carbohydrates, list the functions of carbohydrates in the human body, classify carbohydrates according to their molecular size, and define monosaccharides and give examples.
What do you imagine when you think about food? Pleasure, need, or nutrition? Do you crave something tasty that could give you comfort? Or do you want something useful to provide energy for a moment? Just wondering, what is food?
So what is food? Foods are substances taken into the body by mouth. They maintain life and growth. So they supply energy, build and replace tissues. The components that give food this importance and these functions are called nutrients. So nutrients include carbohydrates, and you can see figures showing examples on these nutrients. We have lipids, proteins, minerals and vitamins. Which of these nutrients is needed most by the body and which one is the most important? Well, this depends on the nutritional requirements of the body. A balanced diet must cover the nutritional requirements of the body, keeping the individual in good physical and mental conditions. Then, our food should contain different kinds of nutrients to have a healthy body, healthy mind, leading then to happy life. This balance is a function of individual needs, activities, physiological state, and environment. Examples of nutritional requirements of the body are renew and build body tissues, structural requirements, energy requirements, and requirements for protection and control of body functioning. Let's start with the nutrient that provides most of our energy requirements, carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are the most abundant molecules on Earth. Simple carbohydrates are organic molecules consisting of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen atoms of general formula CnH2OM, where N and M represent number of atoms in the molecule. The most abundant carbohydrates contain 6 or multiple of 6 carbon atoms per molecule, like C6H12O6, example glucose and sucrose. What role does carbohydrate play in our body? They have main functions in the body. Carbohydrate polymers play an important role in the functioning of the organism when linked to proteins or lipids. Carbohydrates also provide a short-term energy reserve in the form of glycogen. For example, when we eat large amount of carbohydrate, the excess is going to be transformed into glucose. The excess of glucose in the body will be stored in the liver in the form of glycogen, so that when we need it again, our body will transform this glycogen into glucose to use it. Also, carbohydrate oxidation, means burning, provides energy for the body. This energy is used to keep the body temperature and to do our movement. Now, let's start with the classification of carbohydrate. They are classified on the basis of their molecular size as follows. We have monosaccharide. By mono we mean one. So monosaccharide are the kind of carbohydrate made of only one unit. We have oligosaccharide. Oligo means from 2 or more than 2, from 2 to 10 units. If the carbohydrate contains 2 units, then it's called disaccharide. Finally, we have the polysaccharide. Poly means many. So it's the carbohydrate made of more than 10 units of sugar. Today we are going to talk about monosaccharide. They are white crystalline solids that are soluble in water but non-soluble in non-polar solvents. non-polar solvent like oil, or any organic substance containing carbon and hydrogen. Most of them have sweet taste. They can act as reducing agent. So, what are reducing agents? Salts of heavy metals like CO2+, Ag+, are reduced by heat in basic medium, forming a precipitate. They are named salts of heavy metals. Copper, silver, iron are metals. Their salts mean when they are found in a compound in the form of cation. Example, a reducing sugar gives a positive test with Fehling solution, which is CO2+ solution of a blue color. So Fehling solution has a blue color. In the presence of a reducing sugar, it gives a positive test, means that it gives a red precipitate. So you have to study that a reducing sugar plus CO2+ of a blue color gives a red brick precipitate. The appearance of this red brick precipitate indicates the presence of a reducing sugar. Now let's see some examples of monosaccharides. We have glucose, fructose, and galactose. They are 3 monosaccharides having same molecular formula C6H12O6. Don't forget that we said that monosaccharide, they are the kind of carbohydrate made of 1 unit. That's why we have 6 carbon atoms. Since the smallest number of carbon atom for carbohydrate is 6, but they have different structural formulas as you can see here. Now, glucose, it refers to grape sugar. It's found naturally in fruit juice, honey, onions, and potatoes. It has a less sweet taste than table sugar. For fructose, it's found in sweet fruit juice and honey. It's a little bit sweeter than table sugar, and it's difficult to crystallize. Finally, galactose is found in algae and in linseed. It's the most abundant sugar after glucose. It has less sweet taste than sucrose. Sucrose is the table sugar. Now, please you have to read your book pages 14, 15, 16, and 17, and you have to memorize summary sheet number 1. Thank you for your attention.